So hi everybody, we're just waiting for a few people to come on to the Google Hangout and then we'll get started in a few minutes. I'm so glad you're all here. Good, so I see people are just signing in now, so we're just going to give some time for everybody to come online and then we'll get started in a few minutes. So hopefully everybody has been able to get on to this Google Hangout with ease. This is going to be fun. This is really a first for me, so I'm really excited about it. And I have in the background here my excellent web guy, Michael.
Hello.
So if anybody is having any issues, you can, in the Q&A, in the question box to the right, you can always type in a question there for Michael if you're having any technical issues. I don't hear any background noise, which is great. Sometimes you have to mute up top. You'll see a little microphone and you'll have to mute it, but I don't have any background noise, so that's great. We won't have to worry about that tonight, which is good. So as I said, we've just got some more people coming on. I'm just going to watch to see as the numbers grow, and then we'll get started on our Google Hangout tonight. So get your pads and paper out, your pencil and pads. Hopefully you'll learn lots tonight. Get yourself a nice glass of water. We'll be here for about half an hour. And as I said, we'll have questions, we'll have time for question and answers at the end. And you can even feel free to type in your questions now. If all of a sudden you think of something as I'm talking and you want to type in your question to the right of the screen, I will get to it at the end of our talk. So it looks like we're almost at our total amount, so let's get going here. So welcome everybody. Thanks so much for joining me tonight on the Google Hangout event. My name is Shirley Plant, and I'm a nutrition coach, and I'm also the author of the cookbook, Finally Food I Can Eat, which is a dietary guide and cookbook for people with food allergies. I want to just go over a little bit of basics about the Google Hangout. So at the top of your screen, you will see a few little like a microphone and a camera. If for some reason you don't see me, it might be that your camera is turned off. Same with your microphone. If you can't hear me, you can check your microphone and make sure it's turned on. As I mentioned, if you have any questions, technical questions, you can type them in the sidebar in the Q&A there, and Michael can help you. But hopefully everybody is hearing me nice and clearly, and as I said, I'm not getting any feedback, so hopefully we won't have any babies or dogs barking in the background. My dog is next door, so he won't be barking, which is good. And as I mentioned, we'll have time for questions at the end. So really, I wanted to do this Google Hangout. I wanted to touch base with all of you and share some tips that will allow you to make healthier choices and healthier meals, because really that's what it's all about. For those of you that tuned into the Eat Real Food Health Summit, you were able to hear from top medical specialists, naturopaths, nutritionists, and healthy foodies really about how important it is to eat whole foods. It's so important to have a healthy diet for our overall health. You know, eating whole nutritious foods is key. And I know more than anybody, it's sometimes difficult, sometimes it's overwhelming to know what to eat, how to go about it. And that's really what tonight is about. Some of us lead really busy lives. I know that. You're busy parents with kids, and it can feel really overwhelming. So I hope tonight will help you in that area, providing you some ideas that maybe will make it easier. I do want to say, though, that we always have a choice, and choice is huge. So what do I mean by that? You can choose to make time to eat healthy or not. And that choice is always up to you. I can give you all the tips, to budget, how to eat healthy, what to make, but ultimately it's up to you. And if in your mind, you're always saying, I have this wonderful girlfriend that I love, but she's always saying, oh, I'm too busy. I'm too busy to make homemade. No, too busy to eat healthy. Then that's what the universe is going to give you. If you put out to the universe that I love my body and I'm willing to take time every day to eat and nourish my body with love and healthy foods, then that is what the universe will help you to accomplish. So I applaud all of you for being here. Thank you so much. To me, it shows me that you really want to eat healthy and that you're looking for tips and ideas. So let's get into that and let's help you accomplish that. So my first tip is to plan. Planning is so important. Take half an hour every week to plan your meals for the upcoming week. You check your schedules and see which nights maybe you're going to be out or the kids have an activity, and plan accordingly so that maybe those nights you've got leftovers or something really easy is on your menu plan. Because certainly if you're rushed and you've got activities and nothing is planned for dinner, that's when you're going to run for the takeout, or you're just going to grab something really quick and maybe not that healthy. So huge to plan. Check your local flyers and see what's on sale for the week, and plan your menus around your sale items. So if broccoli is on sale, maybe you're going to buy 3 broccolis or 4. If you have a big family, you're going to have a stir fry that week with broccoli. Maybe you're going to make a broccoli soup. You could even double the recipe and freeze the soup if broccoli is on sale. Last week, I saw that organic chicken was on sale. So I literally went and bought 4 organic chickens and stuck them in the freezer. Now, granted, you have to have a freezer. You've got to have space. And I know not everybody has extra freezer space. We actually have we bought a freezer, secondhand freezer on sale, and it's in our garage because we don't have room in the kitchen for another freezer. You know, we don't have a huge house, so it's in the garage. And that's where we have our meat order. And if I see veggies on sale, that's where everything goes. So, check those flyers and see what's on sale. When you're planning, if you've got children, get them involved. Get them involved in your weekly menu plan. This helps your children to learn about nutrition, to learn about what goes into the weekly menu plans. So many of our kids, they just come home and poof, dinner magically appears. So it's a good way to involve your kids with them. And hopefully, if they're involved in the menu plan, then they share ideas with you, hopefully healthy ones, of foods that they want to eat, and you can incorporate them into the meal planning. And then they'll enjoy dinner, and they may even want to start to prepare the meals with you, which would be great. So once you've done your menu plan, you've written out your menu plan, post it on the fridge. And it's a great idea to do that because then everybody knows what's going to be being made for that week. I don't know about you, but sometimes I come home. Usually I'm home and my husband comes home, but sometimes I'm out and I come home and he's sitting on the couch watching TV, and I say, did you start dinner? And he says, well, no, I didn't know what you wanted to have for dinner tonight. So whether you have kids or, you want your hubby to help you, if you post it on the fridge, then you know what? They don't have that little excuse. You can see Tuesday night, we're having this. And of course, if we've done the shopping, then everything's in the fridge ready to go. So then that's my second tip. Write out a shopping list. So important to write out a shopping list. Write down the items you need for the week, according to the menu plan, the meals that you want to have that week. It's always good, of course, to have your basic items in the home already, your spices, your condiments, lemons, and, raw nuts and seeds, maybe some nut butters, fresh herbs, your canned tomatoes, stalks, those kind of things. But really, writing out your shopping list is key. And you want to organize your shopping list. So start with maybe your produce. So all your produce is together. And then, your meats, if you're a meat eater, your meats, your chicken, fish, whatever. And then if you do your canned goods, because if everything is in sort of a compartment as to how you go through your store, you'll save time. Because I know grocery shopping takes up a lot of time, and I know people are saying, I don't have time to go grocery shopping. So that's a great way to organize your shopping list. Try not to go grocery shopping when you're hungry or without a list. I don't know about you, but when my husband goes grocery shopping without a list, and when he's hungry, he comes home with not the healthiest items. And advertising gets you every time. I notice that for sure. Another idea is to start growing your own food. And I loved interviewing Margaret Drawn during the Eat Real Food Health Summit. She has a website called startgrowingfood.com. Now it's only, I don't know, I didn't talk to her today. I meant to touch base with her today. Right now, I think it's only available in Canada. So it's a free online startgrowingfood.com. And you plug in where you live, whether you're going to plant food in container pots, on your balcony, in your backyard, on your rooftop, whatever. And you say where you live, what exposure you are, and she sends you, or the website sends you, ideas of when to plant, how to plant, what to plant. It's amazing. And, research shows that when you grow your own food, you eat healthier. Kids that grow their food with their parents eat healthier food. It's be a fun thing to do with your kids. This year I'm going to plant a couple of different things, and I'm looking forward to it. Growing your own herbs. You can grow herbs year-round in little pots. If you've got a sunny window, we grew herbs all winter long. And how fantastic is it when you want to make something and you think, oh, I just want this to emphasize the taste, and throw some herbs in. If you've got them right there, because herbs are expensive when you buy them at the grocery store. So if you grow your own herbs, it's a great way to add in healthy foods to your cooking. There are co-op gardens. Certainly in our area, they're very popular. And our neighbor belongs to a co-op garden. She pays $10 for the year. She has quite a large plot that she shares with a friend. And they go twice a week. It's 5 minutes from here, and they plant everything. And she says it's a real community. You get to know people. There's lots of kids there. She says it's been such a wonderful experience, and she would have never thought of doing that. It was her friend that said to her, let's join a co-op garden, because neither one of them wanted to grow veggies in their backyard. I guess either they have flowers or they just didn't want to. So that's what they do, and they are loving it. And as I said, research shows that adults and kids, that when you grow your own food, you eat more healthy food. Having proper tools in your kitchen is key. So you want to have good knives, a couple of really good sharp knives. There's nothing worse than when you want to go and you want to start cooking and your knives aren't sharp or they just don't work properly. I think it's really important to have a good blender, a food processor, a slow cooker. I love my slow cooker in any season. A couple of good pots and pans, a good cutting board. I like to save glass jars for storing things in the fridge. I have a cast iron pan, and I have one of those healthy non-stick green pans. And to me, they're great. I love my salad spinner. It's funny, I never thought I would use a salad spinner, but I use it to soak my herbs, soak my lettuce, I soak broccoli. Because when you buy broccoli and you put it in the fridge and you forget to put it in a bag, and 3 days later it's kind of limp, I put it in cold water in my salad spinner, like in cold water, and I just let it sit. Same with kale, anything, and it just comes back to life. Water is just life for everything. And it makes it so easy. And they are cheap. They are not expensive at all. I also have a microplaner. And I love my microplaner. I grate ginger, lemon zest. I mean, it's a fantastic tool. And I bought all my little appliances on sale. So I'm in Canada, and literally I watched the Canadian Tire flyers, and we bought literally our kettle on sale, our blender on sale, everything. Our slow cooker was 50% off. So again, you don't have to go out and buy the most expensive and the best. Just have the basics. A pressure cooker is great too. We bought our pressure cooker. I think it was, I don't know, $19.99. And a rice cooker. Now, I don't have a rice cooker, but my girlfriend has a rice cooker, and she swears by it. She says she cooks everything in it, not just rice. She cooks quinoa, millet, oatmeal, and she bought one for her daughter who went off to university this past year, and her daughter was in a small little room, and she could literally make a whole meal in her rice cooker. I guess you can layer it, and she would put rice, and then she would put a layer of like veggies, hearty veggies, carrots, and then a layer of like spinach or something. And I guess the steam, when cooking the rice, she had a whole meal in her rice cooker. And that saved her so much money, and she didn't have time to go shopping all the time. I guess she wasn't in residence. I think she was sharing a room in a house. And so it was perfect for her. So that's sometimes a really good appliance to have. My next tip is to prepare. So important. So what do I mean by prepare? Prepare your food. Have pre-cut veggies, pre-washed veggies. So if you really have a hard time eating healthy and buying healthy, you can buy everything prepared. You know, you can have meats that are cut up, veggies that are cut up, you name it, pre-mixed salads. Yes, they are more expensive, but it's a way in the beginning, if you're just starting to eat healthy, it's a great way to buy these already pre-cut. You will, of course, save lots of money if you buy your own carrots and you buy your romaine and your different lettuces and you cut them yourself. And preparing is literally spending an hour washing, cutting, putting back in bags or rolling, you know, storing in a damp paper towel or linen cloth. That's what my girlfriend does with all her herbs and her lettuces. She washes them all, she cuts them, she doesn't cut the lettuce because, you know, it starts to go a little bit brown if you don't eat it right away. But all her herbs, her kale, her peppers, broccoli, you know, if she's gonna have, she knows she's gonna have a stir fry or something in the next couple of days, she preps it all so that when she comes home from work, literally it's there and then it's ready to go on the stove. And she makes meals, it's amazing. She makes meals in 15 minutes because everything is all chopped and prepared. Her salads are ready to go. Her celery is chopped. She is amazing. It's funny, I don't tend to do that, but I'm not coming home late from work. So, and there's only 2 of us, so I find it is a little bit easier. But people swear by doing that, by preparing, especially, you know, if you like a lot of stir fries, casseroles, that kind of things. Even her smoothies, and that's a great idea too, is if you like smoothies in the morning and your mornings are really busy, she will take little freezer bags and she'll write on them. And she'll say Monday smoothie, Tuesday smoothie, and in there go a handful of spinach, whether she's having blueberries that day or strawberries or a little half of a banana. She even puts in, like if she's going to use quinoa powder or maca powder, she puts everything in there except for her liquid, and she puts them in the freezer. So then that morning, all she has to do is pull out her little smoothie freezer bag and put it in her blender, add her water or almond milk or coconut milk or whatever it is, and she blends and she's ready to go. She takes it in one of those ready to go mugs and she's got her smoothie. So there's not the washing of the fruit in the morning or the peeling or whatever. So she's really organized. It's amazing. The other idea that I have is sign up for, if you can in your area, sign up and check out a delivery service of vegetables. Last year, we signed up for a local farm offered delivered veggies. And I was really, really surprised. It was not expensive at all. And of course, that way you're getting seasonal veggies, you're getting different things every week. Now, granted, then you sometimes can't always do your menu planning, but if you're so busy that you don't have time to shop, to grocery shop, it's a great way to literally, you come home and either you give them the code to your garage or they leave it at the front door and there are your veggies. You come home to a bag of veggies. It's fantastic. I mentioned growing your own veggies, growing your own herbs is a great thing as well. Having some frozen vegetables on hand. You know, I went into our local grocery store yesterday and all the frozen vegetables were on sale. I stocked up on everything because frozen veggies are great. They pick the veggies, they freeze them right away. There's just as much great nutritional content in your frozen veggies. And, you know, if you've got frozen veggies, you've got a meal. So I bought like 6 bags again and stuck them in the freezer so that I was stocked up. I will always watch for sales for tinned tomatoes, canned beans or lentils, veggie stock. I always buy them when they're on sale, and I store them in the basement where it's cool. And again, when you want to make something, you've got those basics on hand, which is great. Same thing with having quinoa, you know, rice, lentils, beans. I find if you've got a Costco in your area and you are a member, they are starting to sell more and more healthy things. They are starting to sell healthy vegetables, organic vegetables, and it's cheaper. We buy the big thing of romaine lettuce. I think there's 6 in the package. There's only 2 of us, but we eat a lot of salads. And those 6 romaine lettuces are cheaper than buying 3 in the grocery store. So why not? Make it easy on yourself and buy in bulk. Join a food co-op. We belong to a food co-op. We order, it's every month or every 2 months, and huge savings on things like nut butters, almond milk, coconut milk, and you buy a case, so much cheaper. It's a great way to save money. Did you know that the average family throws out about $100 worth of food every week? So if at the end of the week you've got lots of food in the fridge, lots of veggies in the food, make a soup. Throw everything either into a slow cooker or a pot on the stove and make soup. And freeze it. If you think you're not going to eat it, freeze it so that you've got it for busy nights or busy weekends. I always make extra. Always, always, always. I love leftovers. To me, it makes life easy midweek or even at the end of the week. So if I'm cooking chicken, I always make more. If I'm baking squash or cooking sweet potatoes, I always cook more. You know, sometimes if I'm stuck in the morning and I've made a sweet potato at night, I will have a sweet potato in the morning and I will put chopped nuts on it. I mean, it's better than having nothing or better than having a sugary cereal. So I'm always cooking extra. I make soup every week, and the soup that I make does not take a long time. The average time for my soup, veggie soup recipes are 20 minutes. I love making soups. I think they're great in a pinch for lunch, to take to work for lunch, as snacks for your kids, for dinner, even if you're, just too tired to make dinner. There's nothing wrong with having a homemade veggie soup for dinner. Same thing with I'll make muffins and cookies and freeze them. I choose a day and I will make muffins and cookies and freeze them. Some of my clients, it's interesting, I get lots of feedback, and a couple of clients, what they do with their friends, instead of going to the local coffee shop and meeting for coffee, they get together in their kitchen. And, whether they've got kids or not, so then the kids, it's a play date, so then the kids are playing, and the 2 girlfriends are in the kitchen and they make something. They make, banana breads, healthy banana breads, or they'll make casseroles or soups. And they get caught up, they have a great chat, and they're making something for their week so that then when they go home, they've got something that they've made together, which they say is really fun to get together and to do that. My girlfriend and I have a deal. So when we go to their house for dinner, instead of her cooking for 4, she cooks for 8. And then she has leftovers and she gives me leftovers. And then when they come to our house for dinner, I pretend that I'm cooking for 8 or 10. And again, so then I've got leftovers, we've got leftovers, and I send her home with leftovers. So we've gotten together for dinner, we've had a really nice visit, and then we get to go home with leftovers. I don't know, I love it. I just love it. So I'm just going to recap a little bit about budget and saving money. So, because that's key. So if you can shop only once a week, that's good. If you can grow some of your own veggies or herbs, that will save you a lot. As I mentioned, if you can join a co-op and buy items in bulk with a whole bunch of other people, go online and search for a co-op. If you can buy directly from a farmer, so depending on where you live, if you can buy local from your farmer, you will save money. Friends and I, we all go in together and we buy a cow. We do a meat order every year. It's huge, the savings, absolutely huge. And we know that it's a healthy cow. We know that it's a grass-fed cow. We love that part of it, and we love supporting our local farmers. Buy in season. Huge in savings when you buy in season. Buy bulk items. Go to your bulk store and, as I mentioned, or go to Costco and buy your 6 things of romaine lettuce, your big bag of sweet potatoes, your beans, your grains. They're cheaper in bulk. Usually they're cheaper in bulk than in your regular grocery store in a package, because of course you've got to pay for the packaging. If you choose to buy organic, this is what I have found with organic produce. My husband and I find that we eat less when we eat organic. So if we eat organic chicken compared to regular store-bought chicken, my husband will eat so much less of an organic piece of meat, and I am the same. And so it doesn't really end up being that much more expensive, maybe a little bit, but not that much. I'm actually quite surprised. And similarly, when I buy organic veggies, and I'm pretty picky and choosy, I go on to the EWG.com website. I'm always looking up which are the dirty dozen. Well, it's now I think called the dirty 15. And I buy according to that. So I will buy, quote, the organic that is recommended. But I do buy things like, I always buy organic carrots because I love the taste of a carrot. I find regular carrots don't taste like carrots, but organic carrots taste like carrots. So for me, that's my treat to myself. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. I like food. I love food, and I want to be able to taste my food. I know it's good for my body, and so every now and then I opt for the organic produce, which to me just tastes so good. You can shop at ethnic stores for things like rice, Asian sauces, a lot of times much cheaper at if you've got an ethnic area in your city, if you've got a Chinatown or any of those ethnic stores, a lot of times you can buy things cheaper. It's great to go meatless once or twice a week. If you're vegetarian, then you're eating meatless all the time. But if you're a meat eater, choose once a week to go meatless, because you will save some money for sure. The more food you can make from scratch, the more money you will save. When you buy prepackaged, when you buy takeout, you're gonna end up spending money. And we did. And I'll send this out in a blog, probably in one of my newsletters. We went to Costco and we actually bought, I think it was organic chickens. I think it came 2 in a pack. We bought a big bag of carrots, cabbage, a big cabbage. I can't remember what else we bought. Wasn't potatoes, something else. Oh, Brussels sprouts, a big bag of Brussels sprouts and a big bag of onions. And we took how much we spent on that compared to like a family bucket of chicken at Kentucky Fried Chicken, where you got your bucket of chicken, your French fries, and your coleslaw. The takeout ended up being much more expensive than buying real food at Costco. And what we bought at Costco fed us for like 3 nights versus the bucket of chicken that usually for like a family of 4 it would be gone. So it was quite interesting, and I will remember to blog and write an article about that so that everybody knows. You know, cut out the $4 specialty coffees and bottled water. Buy a really good filter, you know, even a Brita filter. Drink filtered water. Take it in glass jars, or your, you know, if you have bought a bottled water, then recycle that bottle and fill it up with water. Take that instead. It'll be much cheaper than buying. And choose to eat real food instead of buying the expensive protein powders and protein drinks. I get asked this question all the time, you know, what protein powders and what protein drinks do you buy? And I don't. I eat real food. I add hemp seed if I want a vegan, you know, a plant protein in my smoothie. That's what I do, or a nut butter. I don't buy any of the protein powders and drinks. I find them really expensive. I find a lot of them don't make me feel very good. And it's, you know, it's expensive. So when you're shopping and when you want to eat healthier, my recommendation is to shop around the perimeter of the store where the fruits and veggies are and the meats. Instead of buying canned soups, make your own soups. Use up your leftover veggies from the end of the week. You know, add in some beans or some lentils, or if you're a meat eater, add in extra, you know, your leftover chicken, and voila, you've got healthy soup. When you're making things like stir fries, concentrate on having most of it being veggies and a bit of it being maybe your organic chicken or your organic meat. And instead of buying those prepackaged sauces for your stir fries or for whatever you're making, you know, just make them yourself. Toasted sesame oil, maybe some tamari, some garlic, some fresh ginger. You'd be surprised. Some fresh herbs. It's delicious, and it's a lot cheaper. As I mentioned, so important to drink filtered water. I think so many times we are dehydrated. We think we're hungry, but we're dehydrated. Try and add in an extra green veggie every day, whether it's an extra salad, whether you start adding an avocado every day to your menu planning, to your meal. Just keep adding greens, adding vegetables, just more and more. You really want your plate. A great idea too is if you're trying to lose weight is buy smaller plates. But on your plate, you want 75%, 80% of it to be veggies, green veggies if you can. And then a small little bit is, you know, if you are a meat eater, your meat. You know, instead of pasta, buy a spiralizer. Kids love spiralizers. They're not expensive. And make zucchini noodles or sweet potato noodles. And you can still put your tomato sauce, your pasta sauce on that, or your pesto, or you can make a creamy dairy-free Alfredo sauce with, you know, raw cashews and avocado and garlic. If you're going to have a hamburger, ditch the hamburger bun. Have your hamburger, slice your tomato, top it with lettuce. If you want bacon or avocado or cheese or whatever, and then just eat it. Eat it with a knife or put it in a romaine lettuce, you know, and have your hamburger that way. Ditch the bun. Prepackaged foods are laced with additives and chemicals and sugar, and they make you hungry. If you keep eating prepackaged foods, you're always going to be hungry because they cause dips in your blood sugar. And so when you stabilize your blood sugar by eating healthier foods, you know, healthy fats, we need that healthy fat, avocados, raw nuts, coconut milk, hemp seed, chia seed, you're not going to be as hungry as often as when I used to eat prepackaged foods. I was hungry all the time. I could eat all day long. Chia seed is great. I love chia seed. It's full of iron and protein and calcium, and it's so simple to make a chia seed pudding. Quarter cup chia seed, a cup of a coconut milk or an almond milk, a pinch of cinnamon, vanilla, maybe a little bit of blueberries or low glycemic fruit, let it sit in the fridge for a couple hours, and you have a great snack that's going to fill you up, and you know, you won't be as hungry. So I want to be able to now answer any questions that you've got. We've sort of gone over time. Sorry about that. If you've got any questions, I also want to know from you, what is your biggest challenge for eating healthy? I want to know what your biggest challenge is. Let me know, because then I will create a Google Hangout around that topic. So really what I'd like to do is I'd like to start doing these Google Hangouts once a month. And I want to cover the topics that you want. So please let me know. You can email me. You can add it here if you want. Let me know. And I also want to let you know that tonight, what I'm offering a huge discount off my one-on-one dietary consulting. I am taking $75 off my consult fee, and I'm offering that to the first 25 people who sign up for a one-on-one consult with me. You know, having a one-on-one consult is really the best way to get your individual needs met and get you onto a healthier regime so that you can start to feel better and lose weight if that's your goal. Incorporate healthier options, especially if you're dealing with any type of dietary restrictions or food sensitivities. I know so many people get frustrated because they try and eat healthy. They go into the health food store, they have no idea what to get. They try new recipes, they don't turn out, they end up throwing out food, and it's so frustrating. And that's where a one-on-one consult is key, and it really helps you, the individual. So I'm going to, in a minute, put a little link that you can go to, and as I said, the first 25 people are going to get $75 off. I've never done this before, but I'm just so passionate about helping you to get healthy because it's made such a difference in my life. Diet is so important. So I'm going to just put this little link, and hopefully I'm going to put it in the right spot. It should come up on your screen. Let me just see here. I'm just going to do this and enter it and show item. So hopefully it's there on your screen, and I think we can open up the Q&A. Okay, so let's see here. Got a question. Yes, you can grow herbs with living in an apartment, and I'm not too sure where you are. Let me just see. I think this is Rebecca. So it depends on the herbs, and it depends on, you know, which way you face, but as long as herbs get light, they don't necessarily need direct sunlight. And again, if you are in Canada, go on to startgrowingfood.com, and it's a free interactive site, and it will give you all the info you need to grow your herbs. But yes, you can grow herbs all year round. I do have a problem growing cilantro, and I don't know if that's just me. I can grow parsley and thyme and basil and sage and rosemary, but for some reason I just can't grow cilantro. I'm not too sure why. If you have better success, let me know how you do it. Let's see, another question we've got here. Motivation and cravings, binge eating, especially when it's almost that time of the month. Totally understand. So sugar is huge. Packaged foods is huge. My husband was so hard to break the sugar habit. He ended up doing a 10-day detox with me. We did Mark Hyman's 10-day detox, and it was huge. It made all the difference in the world to him. It was what got him to break that binge eating and craving. And it's interesting that you say at that time of the month, because hormones play a huge role. And I don't know, Rebecca, if you tuned in to the Eat Real Food Health Summit, the talk with Marcel Pick, Dr. Marcel Pick, she talked all about hormones and how when we eat sugar and when we eat prepackaged foods, it affects our hormones. And at certain times of the month, when we're eating certain foods, it causes us to just crave. We have those cravings. So when you start to change your diet, when you start to add in more greens, more avocado, more healthy oils, olive oil, even grapeseed oil, nut butters, it changes. Your hormones stabilize and your cravings calm right down. I used to have huge cravings. I don't have them anymore. And that I have noticed since I started using coconut oil, coconut milk, avocados, as I said, raw nuts and seeds, get rid of the sugary foods, the prepackaged foods. When I cut out gluten, that was huge. For me, cutting out gluten, dairy, and sugar made all the difference in the world. I didn't get PMS. I didn't get cravings. I didn't get binge eating. I used to one at night eat a whole bag of potato chips. It was crazy. Okay, let's see. On to the next question. I think it's Tanya. I have a protein powder shake with almond milk and frozen fruit every morning. I find the protein powder really boosts my protein intake. Good for the day. How do you get your protein? I get my protein in the morning. Hemp seed. Hemp seed is excellent for a protein because I can't eat eggs. I have an allergy to eggs. I can eat bacon though. I love bacon and I will eat healthy nitrate-free bacon. So sometimes I do that. But my favorite morning breakfast is I take a whole avocado, and I did this on the Eat Real Food Challenge. I take a whole avocado, I take about this much of a frozen banana, not much, and a little bit of water and about 3 to 4 tablespoons of hemp seed, and I put it in the blender and it's like a pudding, and I eat that for breakfast. Or I make what I call nut balls, and I switch it up. Usually it's almond butter, I may do cashew butter, and at night, I make them at night before I go to bed. In a bowl, I take almond butter, I add about a 1/4 cup of hemp seed, so the nut butter is protein, the hemp seed is protein. I add a little bit of melted coconut oil, and sometimes I will add in a dried fruit, sometimes not. And I also add a bit of ground chia seed, which gives me some fiber. I roll them up into little balls, put them in a glass dish, and put them in the fridge, and then I have those to go. The other thing I make in the morning, sorry, I don't make it in the morning, I make them at night, and I make them for the week, are pumpkin cookies. Pumpkin seed butter has more protein in it than nut seed butter. Pumpkin seeds are great for protein. And I make a cookie with applesauce, pumpkin seed butter, I think it's on my website, hemp seed or chia seed or any type of seeds again. Cut up apples, I do grated ginger in there, I make them into cookies, I bake them. Again, I store them in the fridge and I'm ready to go in the morning. Fantastic. Okay, let's see. Where are the best place to purchase groceries? Okay, so I don't know, you're in Ottawa, Gatineau. I actually shop around, I have to say. I like Farm Boy very much. I like Metro very much because they offer some organic veggies, and I like to buy some organic, and they go on sale sometimes, like organic carrots were on sale the other day at Metro. Organic celery was on sale the other day at Metro. Sometimes I go to Loblaws, but I'll have to say that I find Metro and Farm Boy really good. As I said, we go to Costco. We have a membership at Costco. So we will go there and we get our avocados there. We get we buy the 3 packs of cucumbers, so we'll get like 9 cucumbers at a time because I juice. Much cheaper than any grocery store. We buy our tomatoes there, our organic carrots sometimes there, our romaine lettuce there. Very, very, very good. How do you properly proportion food? Well, I think everybody's different. But as I said, if you have a smaller plate, I think so many of us use big plates and we fill it. And as I mentioned, 80%, you want 80% veggies and a small part of protein and healthy fats. So if you're having veggies and you put some olive oil on it, or if you use grass-fed butter, and then a small amount of protein. We just really need a small amount at night. Better to have your protein and your fats in the morning. Best to start your morning with healthy proteins. Really good to do that. Let's see. What else? Yeah, I think you, for sure, if you lost weight, Rebecca, your hormones would settle down. I'm not too sure what you're eating a lot of. Again, if you can start introducing more veggies, avocado. Eat an avocado every single day if you can. That would be great. And your struggle is portions and recipes that are healthy. You know, go to www.deliciousalternatives.com. There's lots of recipes. I've got lots of recipes on my site. Send me an email. I'm happy to send you recipes if there's specific recipes you're looking for. Drink lots of water. Filtered, clean water is really key. If you want lemon juice, put some lemon juice in it. That's really a great idea as well. Okay, so I'm not too sure if there's any other questions. I don't think I have seen. I'm just trying to see here. If there are any other questions. Michael, do you see any more questions? I don't see any more questions. And again, hopefully everybody got the link that I put up. The link is also, you can see it on the screen, that you can go to my website there to book a one-on-one consult and save $75. Okay. So I'm just going, I think, to sign off tonight. Again, if you have any other questions, I'm just going to check here if there's any other. No, I think I've seen them. I think I've seen them all. Okay, thanks, Michael. And I hope this was helpful. Again, send me your emails. I want to hear from you. And let me know what you want me to do a Google Hangout about. You know, as Rebecca said, maybe you want me to do something about losing weight and how the keys to losing weight, or portion control, or maybe you want to do one about hormones. I'm happy to do one about foods and hormones if that is of interest to you guys. For sure, let me know what topics you would like me to chat about so that I can help you get on to that healthy way of living. I've so enjoyed being here. Thank you so much for spending time here with me tonight. I've just loved it. I hope you've loved it as much, and I look forward to our next Google Hangout. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful rest of your week. Good night, everybody.